Hi. So when I talk about analytics, I am usually reminded of one of the Gartner analysts and what he said about analytics. So information is the oil of the 21st century and analytics is the combustion engine. Really, it is the analytics that lights up all of the data that exists in organizations. So we went through a few waves with analytics over the past decade or so. And the first wave was all about getting your data right. It was all about data integrity. Do I have a single view of all of the information that exists in my enterprise? Do I have one version of the truth? And once the first wave passed where people had gotten that right, the second was all about data explosion. All of a sudden we had data from social media, structured data, unstructured data, all flowing in, and banks were left trying to figure out what to do with that amount of data and how to process it. And now I believe we really are in the third wave where we are able to look at insights that you can get from data in real time. Data science has matured largely to a point where we are able to get data crunched in real time and provide insights while a customer is still standing in front of us. So in year 2017, what we really expect is three things. The first is open source going from what it's been talked about to real mainstream. So we expect that more and more banks will really look to open source technologies for solving most of their big data problems. Not just for cost reasons, but because the technology itself has matured to a point where banks are able to use them in day-to-day operations. The second part is all about democratizing analytics. So gone are the days where analytics was for a select few and top management alone. Now we are seeing it percolating to rest of the levels within the banks, starting from the teller to the relationship manager to the credit risk officer and such. In addition to having analytics at all levels in the organization, there is a need obviously for machine learning techniques to be deployed so that there is enough maturity that is built into the model so that they can adapt, learn continuously and continue to bring the most relevant insights to the bank. The third part that I'd like to talk about is really where the future is going with analytics. It's all about embedding analytics within different applications and pretty much in all what people do within banks, whether it's a relationship manager or a teller or an executive. Whatever be the nature of work that they do, a little thing comes up and tells them, hey, here is analytical information and insight that we have for you. Would you like to do something about it, take a look at it, and be able to service your customer better? So in an organization in 2017, we expect that enterprises will adopt open source, really push forward in getting analytical insights in real time to all parts of the organization, and lastly, to have them embedded in all of the enterprise applications. And especially with analytics going from largely being, let's say, looking in the rearview mirror, now we are at a point where we're able to use a lot of predictive and prescriptive techniques to really help the banks. Thank you and wish you happy computing in 2017.